Hey guys, Steven here with the String Doctor. Back again today. We're going to talk about one of my favorite things as a guy. It's probably a guy thing most of know, and that's our favorite tools. When you're going to do your own repair work, your own custom work, and just general cleanup, there are certain tools we're going to need for each aspect of this. And some of the things you probably already got laying around the house. A lot of us, especially as homeowners, you probably got a power drill somewhere in your house, or a little, battery power drill like that. And most of us have a battery drill, a power drill, or something like that around the house. Maybe a few, pliers and cutters and stuff like that. No, but there are some specialized tools that we need for a guitar, and some of them are just normal general tools we need to have in our toolbox. Today I'm going to go over a few of the tools that I use most of the time, some stuff that I find pretty handy to keep around and stuff I need to keep most of the time. And we'll go over here to the table. I've got some stuff laid out. We'll go over each one, and when we get done with the video, obviously there will be some affiliate links to some different tools. I've went through, picked out some tools that if I had to replace a lot of my stuff, these are the tools that I would buy and what I would replace them with. They're probably not going to be the quality of really expensive tool makers. Most of them are not. There are a few things you don't want to skimp out on your price. You don't want to skimp out on your cutters and stuff like that and strippers. You want something that's going to do a really good job. You don't want the cheapest Chinese thing for that. But for the most part, you don't need the most expensive. You don't need a $20 Phillips screwdriver. I mean, if you want to buy a $20 or $40 screwdriver from one of the great tool makers, that's fine if that's within your budget. But most of us that are doing this is because we don't have a great, huge budget to deal with, and that's what I'm focusing on. And you don't have to buy all of this stuff at one time, obviously. Just buy the tools you need for whatever job that you're working on, one thing at a time. And many of these tools will be used over and over in different aspects of what you're working on also. And the good thing is once you buy it, it's yours. You don't have to go digging for it. You'll get you a box to put it in, obviously, and just keep it somewhere nearby. I mean, I keep a can sitting on my table with a lot of my most simple, smaller screwdrivers that I use all the time, where I just grab them out of the can and all. But that being said, let's talk about what's on the workbench today and what kind of stuff we keep on the workbench most of the time to make those repairs go a little bit better and get a professional result without spending professional money on it. All right, let's go do this. Okay, guys. Getting back over to our tool bench and all, obviously there's not going to be this much clutter on here every time you do a job. We're talking about some of the basic things that you're going to need the most. Of course, the most common thing that you're going to do is when you do a string change. Now, if you're just changing strings using the same brand, same gauge of string that you had on your guitar, if you play 9s or 10s, you're going back with those, and you've already got a good setup on your guitar, chances are you don't have to do another setup, but you are going to need a few basic tools. You'll need some kind of cutters to cut the strings. Normally I only cut wire with the flush cutters. Strings are not really good on those. The jaws are kind of sensitive. Those are kind of expensive. But something simple, like a simple small, instead of cheap side cutters to cut the strings off with. Some kind of a string winder, because I mean you can use your hand, your wrist, but it gets kind of tough on your fingers after a while. But some kind of string winder like these, like the old Dunlops, these have been around forever. Real simple design, just stick it on the key and turn it like this. It's still better than doing it the hard way all the time. Or if you have something like this is just an old electric screwdriver, and I bought this years ago. It goes in there. It actually came with a Dr. Duck's kit or something. But they make an electric string winder. It doesn't turn very fast, so it's not going to overturn the key and break something or anything. And of course you'll need a good electric tuner. I really like these, because you put them on there and they work off the vibration on the guitar, and it makes a sweep on it. Let's see, there's the box for it. It makes a sweep on it like that. It's really simple, easy to use tuner. Those are not very expensive. They're less than $20. And that's pretty much it for a basic string change. Now, from there, if you got to make normal basic repairs, probably a number 2 screwdriver. That's going to fit everything on a guitar. Use this for an example. The number 2 screwdriver is going to fit everything from your strap buttons here. Things like the control plate. Sometimes the pick guard screws are a little bigger. The switch screws might be a little bit bigger and all. So that kind of thing. That's what you'd use a number 2 Phillips head for. Of course, the number 1 Phillips head is still going to fit a lot of these smaller ones. Like it fits here, fits some of the pick guard screws. Always need number 1, number 2 Phillips head screwdriver. A good flathead screwdriver. Still a lot of things you need a flat screwdriver for in most guitars, especially an old Telecaster. The pickup screws here, the adjustments and all, our flat screwdriver, and just various things for that. And once you start getting into your setup, you're going to need a few basic tools here. You're going to need a capo, which you need if you don't own a capo and own a guitar. I'm not sure exactly what all you're playing. You need a good capo. That's a Kaiser. Probably the best in the business. Simple one-handed operation. Very nice piece there. A couple Allen wrenches. This one is a 2mm Allen wrench driver. A good set like this will do, but they're kind of bulky for stuff like that. I like the screwdriver type ones. This was the number 2. Many of the knobs here will have a 2mm, many of the modern knobs. Telecaster knobs, most of those use a very small flat screwdriver like that. So both of those are really handy to have around. Most all adjustments, if you got a chance to adjust your string saddles, these of course are, you know, the 3 in line, the 6 in line, but a 1.5mm Allen wrench is what fits these guys when you do your adjustments on your string height on your saddles. Need a 1.5 Allen wrench pretty badly. Of course, a set of Allen wrenches helps. You need a 3/16 and a fender to adjust your truss rod. This one, of course, don't have an adjustment here. It's under the pick guard and this vintage neck. Let's see, what else do we need? Of course, a string. You'll need a set of filler gauges. On this particular one, a fender. If I can find the gauge. Let's see. A 10,000ths or 0.25mm gauge. If we use that capo again, up here, of course we talked about this in another video, we use it up here, fret it here, then we'll use it down here around the 5th or 7th fret, check our string height and all, when we're doing a truss rod adjustment. So set of filler gauge is definitely needed for that. You can use it for your string height setup, but normally I would not. String height setup, I use a string action ruler. It's measured on all sides in thousandths, millimeters here, the actual, you know, length and measurements here. I use the thousandths because it's the easiest thing to read. Most fenders down here at the 17th fret are at around 60 thousandths. So you check it there and check it all the way across to get your string height right, to get your action correct. These are radius gauges. You don't need a radius gauge all the time. This is 9.5, which is the radius on the Telecaster here. The radius gauges are nice because you can stick them under here and check your height through your radius and see how it's adjusted now if you know the radius. They're also nice here for checking the radius of the neck. If you've got to measure another nut up here and you can actually get the width of the nut right before you start carving on it, they're nice for that. Not a super necessary tool, depending on how in depth you're getting with your repair work. We're talking about cutters. Some kind of good flush cutters. These have a pretty good set of precision jaws on them. I like them when I'm doing electrical work, when I'm doing pickup work, because they cut a lot more nice cut than those do. I mean, sure, you got cutters in your strippers, but it's impossible to get in there and cut a wire without a tip cutter. Strippers. Cannot stress how important a good set of strippers are. These are made by Southwire branded tools. An MP61, I like this one. This is a Christmas present that I got, but I really like the stuff it has. And of course it has stranded wire or a solid wire guide for what you're stripping. You know, for stranded wire, you'd use this side here for your gauges. It strips really nice, got a set of cutters, has crimpers in it too. You know, if you're using butt connectors or something like that. These are not the most expensive thing. They're still cheaper than a set of Klein or something like that. Klein actually makes their tools. But invest in a good set of strippers for your electrical. Good set of needle nose pliers, doing any kind of electrical or most anything for bending wire around, holding strings. You know, multi-purposes for that. Good set of hobby knives. Don't need a full set like this, but at least something with a number 1 blade, not a number 1, that's a number 11 blade, and maybe some kind of a straight one like a chisel type blade, something you can kind of push with and cut with. It's kind of nice too. This one's nice for bigger jobs with a bigger handle, but that's not necessary. You'll need a 22 gauge wire. 22 gauge is most all the wiring is handled for. You can buy this in little multi-packs and stuff like that now. Just happen to be some red laying on my table right now. A small Phillips screwdriver. a precision type Phillips screwdriver. For some of the little small things like you're putting on tuning machines, the screws for those are pretty small. You need something like that. Again, start getting major repairs, you need a drill. Probably don't need a unibit like that. There's some sheet metal stuff I was working on before. But a good drill, you know, Home Depot sells a slew of them too. They're available, a lot of them available online. I'll put some links to that. And a set of drill bits. As you see, I've already broken 2 of these, but a pretty decent quality set of drill bits. Don't need the most expensive thing in the world, but don't buy the Chinese crap because they suck, they tear up. Use some low-tack masking tape, not high-tack. High-tack will pull the finish off a guitar, especially off of a neck. But you need that anytime that you are cleaning frets and sanding frets or whatever you're doing, which you'll use some triple aught steel wool for that. Forgot to put any more on the table. But something like that's nice to mask off the fretboard because you don't want to scar your fretboard. Talk about our soldering station here. Can't get Radio Shack anymore because there is no more Radio Shack. But this is a really good tool here. I have tip cleaner and tinner and all that kind of stuff. 750 degrees. You don't want to go over 750 doing any kind of electrical components, especially capacitors and resistors and stuff like that, because you can burn up the inside of it and ruin your part. Tip, keep mine on 750 because it's a safe medium. Every now and then I might have to turn up to about 800 or 900 to do the back of a potentiometer here. It's pretty hard to get solder to melt on the metal and all if you scrape it, but that's the only time I would turn it up. So it gets up to that temperature, then it stays there. It'll tell you if it changes temperature and stuff like that. That's a standard tip in that one. It's got a nice handle, little station to hold it, and some, I've got steel wool there to wipe off the tip. Typically doing electrical work, you need a 60-40 rosin core wire. I like a 32 thousandths diameter. Works well for me. Another old Radio Shack stuff. When I run out of that, I got to buy some more. My distraction on the table that I have to have. I'm a little OCD sometimes. But you want a good soldering station just for that, or at least one with an adjustable temperature, low, medium, and high, and run on medium most of the time. Finally, a soldering pump. This guy is very handy when you have a desoldering pump, rather. You can heat your work up with the soldering iron, and when it gets to bubbling pretty good, you just push this button, it shoots up, and the vacuum on this thing will pull it up there. Now there'll be some more tools we get into later on. When I buy some new tools that are cool, we'll talk about those too, and we will get back into that too. Anyway, that being said, hopefully that gives you an idea of some of the things that you can buy to go in your toolbox, some of the things that you can buy to put on your bench. Go back and watch the other videos. You can watch some of the tools in action, watch what we use them for, and get a good idea of what you need it for. Get back over here for just a second. I'll finish this thing up. Alright guys, thanks again for tuning in to another episode of the String Doctor and hanging out with us today, talking about a few of the tools and stuff that we use all the time. Remember, these videos are aimed at the DIY guy. I'm trying to get an idea for you guys of what you need and what you do to make this successful. Nothing like sitting down to do a job and you don't have the parts you need or the tools that you need, and you have to order stuff and wait when you got your guitar tore apart on the table. Leave me some feedback. Let me know what you guys would like to see, and let me know what I can show you guys to help you guys along with this and all. That's the point of this, to make this easier for everyone. Again, I am an affiliate for some of the items that I'm trying to show here to sell, some of the tools. Please click on the links below if you see something that you like here. Again, I've tried to put up links to tools that I would buy myself without spending a whole lot of money. I'm not a professional. I'm not a licensed luthier or a dealer or anything like that. So I'm not going to buy the most expensive tools, but I am going to buy tools for myself that will last, that will not just break at a whim. I'm not buying the cheapest Chinese stuff on the shelf, but I'm not buying the most expensive things to the contingency plan either, because I don't have one. Again, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Click that little bell icon. I am trying to stay up on the current things and get content out. I'm very excited to announce that I've just launched my website this week. There's a little content on it. We're still tweaking quite a bit, adding a lot of content and pictures and visuals to it. The videos are up on it so far. And please click on those and check it out. There's a little more commentary, a little more writing and blogging. Not the best blogger in the world, but I'm learning. But it does give a little more insight to what we're doing here. But please check that out. It is at sixstringdoctor.com. The web address is down below in the description here below this video. Please click on that and check that out. Please share it with other people. Please share this page. Please help encourage this this channel and help encourage my web page and all, because I am trying to give this a go, because I do want to keep this going. I am enjoying making these videos, talking about the stuff that I like to do with music and with guitars, and I'm still amazed by how an amplifier running through a signal, through a plug, and a magnet can make all the wonderful sounds that these things do. And the fact that, Fender's been doing it with a Telecaster, since 1950, that's saying something and all. That's a design that hasn't changed that long, so they must be doing something right. And if we can do things to improve that, and make it better, and repair them when they do break, that's what we're trying to do. But other than that, guys, like I always try to say, keep tearing them apart, keep improving them, and putting them back together. Most of all, keep playing and keep this hobby going for all of us. You guys have a good day, and I'll see you later.